What is up, everybody? It's me, Anthony, here to talk to you again about another episode of Dark Matter. And if you haven't already checked out the rest of my videos and my recaps for this series, go over here and check that out. Really appreciate it. We've built up a pretty cool community of people talking about Dark Matter and giving their theories and thoughts in every video, and it's been pretty crazy. So like I said, we're here to talk about episode 4 of Dark Matter. We're halfway through the season, which sounds crazy already, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about and a lot of things to dig into. So if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with everything Dark Matter. So let's get into this episode. This is episode 4, The Corridor. The episode begins with Layton and everyone in the Velocity lab scrambling to open the box. Layton decides that he is going to get into the box and go after Amanda and Jason. Before closing the door, Layton says something that I found very interesting. He says that there's nothing left for him in this world. Now I'm going to get to this later on in the video in my theory section, but I think this is pretty key of the motivation of why Layton is so obsessed with this box. So I can't wait to dive deeper into that theory later on in the video. We then go to Jason and Amanda as they start to explore the other doors in the box and try to find their way back to the good Jason's reality. The first world that they enter seems to be the aftermath of a nuclear war, and buildings around them start to collapse. They then make their way back into the box and start to try different doors to see where they lead. Evil Jason arrives to his class and tells everyone to take out notebooks, but most of the students say that they don't have notebooks and that they use laptops nowadays, because apparently students in universities don't use pens and papers and pencils anymore. And that dated me, because the last time I went to college, I was using a pen and paper. I had a laptop, but for the most part, I was still taking notes with a pen and paper. That's just me, but sounding like an old person right now, just complaining into the wind. This leads to Jason quitting his teaching job and leaving the students. I did find the scene funny on like so many levels. I mean, I think he had like a Snapple bottle, which I'm like, I haven't seen one of those in years. He throws it on the ground, it cracks, and then he tells everybody that they're failed because they don't have a pen and paper, which was funny. Jason and Amanda continue to open doors, hoping to find the one that leads them back to the reality that they're looking for, and Jason explains how the doors work and that anything that you thought would have happened in your life will happen and has happened on the other side of the doors. They then open a door that leads them back to Velocity Laboratory, but in this reality, Jason and Amanda are caught by Layton and Dawn, and Amanda ends up being shot in the head by Dawn. So what's with Dawn shooting people in the head? I mean, this is the second time that she's done this. Granted, it's two different realities, but she's really consistent with that, at least. After seeing her death in another reality, Amanda starts to lose it and opens up a random door that leads into a blizzard and starts walking into the storm. Jason catches up with Amanda and tries to find shelter from the storm, and he finds a house and starts to make a fire to keep both of them warm. Jumping back to evil Jason as he visits Layton to try to convince him to invest with him, but Layton says that he is not investing with anyone, especially friends, because it gets messy. Jason tells him that he has something to show him, and Jason takes Layton to a bunker where the box is and shows him how it works. Back in the Blizzard reality, Jason and Amanda figure out how to control the box. They figure out that they are the one that controls it. By thinking of exactly where they want to go, they can control the outcome. With this new information, they go out into the snow and try to find the box. After some time, they eventually locate the box and go inside to continue their search. We also get some information about Jason and Daniela's son, Maximilian. I'm still concerned and worried why they decided that was a good name for their kid. And we learn that he is Charlie's twin and that he was born with a heart condition and died after his third surgery. This is another part of the series that I want to dive a little bit deeper in later on in the video, so stay tuned for that if you want to know my thoughts about Maximilian and how his connection is to this series. Evil Jason and Layton get out of the box, and Layton asks Jason why did he show him this, and Jason says that in his world he and his Layton were close and that he would be the only one that he would trust with this information. Back in the box, Jason asks Amanda about the other Jason and tells Amanda that he was the one that brought him to her world. He asks Amanda why he would do this, and Amanda said that he must have thought that he was giving you something that you always wanted, and he was getting the same. It would be at this time that Jason realizes that what the other Jason wants is Daniela and Charlie. Evil Jason gets back home and tries to smooth things over with his family as he gives Charlie keys to a new car and tells Daniela that he quit his job and that they don't have to worry about money anymore. And this is where I think that the evil Jason messed up. I mean, he's moving things a little bit too fast for Daniela's liking, and Daniela, being the smart lady that she is catching on to this and figuring out that something isn't right here. And she's not the only one. His son is actually figuring this out too, that his dad is acting kind of strange, letting him drive recklessly and everything, and just doing a little bit of things that are off for him. So I think this is going to bite the evil Jason in the butt, because he's trying to convert this reality into the reality that he really wants it, or the one that he came from. So I'm really interested to see how this goes. The episode then ends with Leighton emerging from one of the doors, badly injured, as he opens another door to reveal a desert wasteland. And to me, it just looked like he just opened a door to the new Mad Max Furiosa film. Can't wait to watch that. But that is it, guys. That is the recap of episode 4. What did I think about it? I thought that it was pretty good. This is probably the longest episode that we've gotten so far. This is a little bit over an hour. I think the rest of the episodes have been around 40 to 42 minutes, but we got a lot of information here, a lot of action, a lot of you can see the budget went, like where the budget went with this episode, because we got a lot of opening doors into different multiverses. Granted, we didn't go into all of them, but we did see a little bit of glimpses of the different multiverses that they got. And they threw around the word multiverse a lot in this one, and I couldn't help it. Didn't help it, but I was just like, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I called it in the last episode because I was like, we're going to do some Multiverse of Madness stuff. And they kind of went there with this episode. They didn't do it as crazy as they did in Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness, but it was close. And I could totally see the vibes that they were going for here in this episode. I did like that we got a little bit more of like the evil Jason going out and talking to and finding certain people from his reality and reconnecting with them like he does with Leighton and everything. I do like that we're getting different versions of different characters from different realities and seeing how they're different from one another. But I also do like that Daniela is catching on to things and she's like figuring out that maybe this isn't the Jason that she thinks he is. I wonder how that's going to go. That's going to be really, really crazy because she is gone. So maybe that's what's going on here. I'm not really sure, but that's the first thing that popped in my mind. But of course, let me know what you think about what the reason is Leighton said those things before he left and went into the box. Let me know in the comments down below. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is the whole Maximilian thing. What's up with that? Now, I think it's kind of interesting that we're focusing on this character Maximilian, and I wonder how it's going to play into the bigger picture of this series, because they could just, tell us that, we used to have a child, but they passed away, and that would be the end of it. But they're focusing a lot on Maximilian and the importance of Maximilian. And I don't think that we're just getting a couple episodes here and there of just showing that Maximilian is a person and not have that character play into the bigger picture of the series so far. I think, who knows, maybe they'll go into a universe where Maximilian survived and is older and, helps the good Jason get back to his reality. That would be kind of cool. But I think the possibilities are endless with that. I mean, just like the box, endless possibilities. But I think that Maximilian is going to play a bigger part, and particularly in a live Maximilian. I think that's gonna happen in this show at one point. But let me know what you think about the Maximilian stuff. Do you think that it's gonna lead to nowhere? Do you think that there is something to do with it, some bigger picture? Let me know in the comments down below. And the last thing that I'm gonna leave you with is something that happened at the end of the episode, and that is Leighton coming out of the other side of a door, badly beat up and injured, and he looked like he'd been through a battle. Dude looked like he was on the other side of like a Powerpuff Girl fight.
You want some more, man? Oh, what do you? Oh, yeah.
I have no idea what could have happened to him. I don't know, maybe he went into the universe that we saw briefly where Jason opened the door and there was like some kind of monster in the background in the shadows. Maybe he opened to that universe. Who knows? Because I really want to know what happened to them, because that doesn't look good. But as always, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Thank you so much for all the love and support that you've been giving this channel so far. We're almost to 3,000 subscribers, and thank you guys so much for being on that ride. And as always, keep watching.